No, we don't. We don't put Renaissance on shuffle.
No. Yeah, we don't.
We don't do that.
Yeah, we
don't. We don't do
that.
Wait,
I know you do.
You put Renaissance on shuffle?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did.
Sure does. I've been to his house, so I'm like,
same. Same. I was like,
you play Renaissance from top to bottom and press repeat. That's all.
He's talking
shuffle?
To y'all. I'm a grown ass man. You see these right here? They older than you, boo.
What's up, community? It's your boy Amorphous, and I am back. You might have heard my work on the Renaissance World Tour, and my debut album comes out this year. What's brewing today?
Amorphous and the Renaissance Tour.
Amorphous's debut album.
And Curiosity with Amorphous. So get your cups ready for Minoritea Report.
Hey, welcome to Minoritea Report. It's Auntie Carell. Oh, nope, it's just me. There's no, hey, it's Dewan, and hey, it's Jarrell. How y'all doing? But no, we realized after we recorded the episode that we did not record an opening for this episode because we decided to split into two. So yeah, here I am, future Carell, putting a little opening to the episode. But hopefully you guys enjoyed last week's episode. We enjoyed Amorphous so thoroughly. Incredible human being, honestly. We thoroughly enjoyed that episode. But now you're really going to enjoy this second part because we really get into the Beyonce of it, his, debut album potentially, and the Curiosity segment. So I'm not even going to, talk anymore because, I'll get going. So enjoy part 2 of our conversation with Amorphous.
In the back of my head, I was thinking, I wonder if B has heard it. Because I feel like there's been so many things that I've done that have been Beyonce related that have gone pretty viral. I'm like, she be, in the mix. She be in the mix. And then she used the audio in one of her Instagram reels. And I was like, and I saw it was attached to my account. I was like, so she knows who I am.
She knows.
So I'm standing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm living my life. And I think what a lot of people were thinking at the time, because I was doing a lot of Renaissance mixes, it wasn't to just hype on the Renaissance hype. I'm a Beyonce stan. Mm-hmm. And like I said, my mind just hears mixes. That's just how I've worked. So I was constantly just putting out a lot of Renaissance mixes. And I think that's how she kind of was like, well, maybe we should just bring him on aboard.
Yeah.
And this was I was supposed to go to the Rock Nation brunch. In my mind, I thought I was supposed to go. I don't know what happened, but Ty ended up getting there. They shut it down or whatever. I got in this really nice outfit. I was sitting outside. This is before I knew that I was going to be a part of anything. I just wanted to be there. I'm like, oh my God, I'll probably get to meet her. She'll probably be like, hey, hi, Julius. I'll probably put his hand in front of me or whatever. But it didn't happen. And I was like, you know what? God, I'm going to meet Beyonce by working with her. I mean, it could happen 10 years from now. It could happen 3. I don't know. But I'd rather meet her, in the studio working or doing something than, when everybody's harassing her. And I got to worry about Julius and look up at him like, can I please take a while?
Hey, Julius.
Literally, hey, Julius. Hey, he's so nice. I mean, he's an amazing person. But
yeah,
literally 2 weeks later, her manager called me. And I was like, he kind of gave me a little bit of a heads up, something could be happening. But he called me and he was like, so I just got out of a meeting and your name came up just out of the blue. Because I guess she didn't know that me and him had a relationship at all. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I want Amorphous to help with the transitions and the mixes for the Renaissance World Tour. And I literally was like, I had to sit down because I was standing up. I was pacing around the room.
I bet you did. I bet you did.
I'm like, okay. And so it was like an awkward silence. He was like, yeah, are you sitting down? And I was like, yeah, I am now. And it was just really cool to me, the fact that there was already that relationship there, that when she brought that up, he was like, oh, I text him all the time. I've been talking about potentially managing him. I have his number. So things happened very, very quickly. And I get my first day of work. Honestly, when I got the call, I already started working. Before I signed anything, I was working. I was just like, I'm too excited. I have 20 different ideas. I was sending over like 500 different arrangements of songs. I was like, girl, listen and pick whatever. I don't care. I am excited. Because, you know, their team, they always take care of like the business stuff. Like, so I was not even worried about it. I guess the first day, was she there that day? I don't remember. Oh yeah, that is the day that I met her. Yeah, I met her that day. It was later.
I hope you remember.
But, no, I just because it became such a blur after a certain point. Yep. But it was very. I just wanted to make sure that I felt like I belonged, because there was a little bit of imposter syndrome, because it happened so like. There was no real vetting process. It was no like I had to submit anything. It was just like, oh, she wants you to be part of it, so just show up. Yeah. And remember, I just couldn't get into the Rock Nation brunch just a few weeks before. So I'm like, how the hell did I go from not even being able to get past them security people, knowing that I'm on the list or supposed to be on the list or whatever the hell, and now I could just come up in here and I'm with the band and
you're like, hey girl,
all the people that. Like... Yeah, it was such a weird experience. Even to this day,
she was like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. You remember me? You remember me from the other day?
No,
big mistake. Huge.
Nah, that was it was very eye-opening for me, because I wanted to soak in as much as I possibly could too. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to trust the fact that I remember the first few days that we were all working together. First of all, I had to get over the butterflies of being in that environment. You know, this is the artist. It was always Aaliyah, Beyonce, Rihanna. Those three that I've always stand since I was little. I used to argue with my cousins about whether Jumpin' Jumpin' was better than Hey Ladies. I used to get on their nerves about it. So to me, this was like not just, oh my God, like my work got me there. This is, I grew up, you know, just as everyone else has in a lot of this space. So prepared. Right. But I ain't feel prepared. I mean, I had to be prepared, because how else can you be? Like, I didn't want to be. Did y'all listen to This Is the Read with Kid Fury and Crystal?
Yes.
The episode that just happened? Yeah.
Yeah, because they were just at the.
I didn't listen to that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kid Fury's experience in terms of like that dark place that he was in previous to that mirrors a lot of my dealings with being in the industry after. So I was just trying to remind myself that I deserved to be in that realm. I'm like, I see Quiz, I see her engineer who I've known of, because I'm a Beyonce stan, so I see all the credits. I'm like, oh my gosh. I see Tiffany. I'm like, oh my God, it's Tiffany. Like, it's just so many people. And then obviously, you know, building a repertoire and relationship with B, it was just, I think there was a part of me that wanted to just like break down and cry, but I knew, like Kid Fury said, I knew if I even did that, she would have been like,
bitch.
Yeah. But she was just like, because you know, like, and I remember, okay, that might have been fine if I met her at the Rock Nation brunch or something.
Right.
But
like, this is
I'm
your
here
job.
for work. And I want her to know that I'm here to work. And even though I'm a huge fan, that I can still be professional and I can be just as, you know, valuable to the team. So I worked with...
What was the first song? Like, where you're like, oh shit, okay, we in here now.
I honestly don't remember. You mean the first song they were working on?
That you like worked on, you're like, oh shit, okay, I gotta think of something now.
Oh, well, honestly, all of my work was done.
Ooh.
Before I even showed up. Which
I you.
It was just done. I just didn't want it to be an issue. I trusted myself. And I trusted the fact that if there was anyone that was going to keep it real with me, it would be her, because she has no reason to lie. And so if she had heard my stuff that I was just doing, just having fun, that's what I'm going to do. That's clearly why she wants my expertise. So, like I said, the first day that I got the call about it, I think I did all my work that night, honestly, that ended up making the show. At least the majority of it. So, and there were no notes, so I was quite pleased to hear that. You know, it was just let's make it work and put it in the show. So yeah, I worked. Right. I was on set for about a month, and that was, even though my work was done, like I still was able to give my pointers and opinions. There was certain parts that I wish, because I wasn't in the film. I didn't go to the Paris side of stuff where they were doing that stuff. I was only in the LA stuff, which didn't have a lot of stuff in the show. But there were so many funny moments of like things that happen in conversations. Remember when Blue was like, "Don't get rid of certain songs"? That was definitely me. That was definitely me. It was definitely no, don't perform that, please, because we've heard that for the last 20 years. You need to give the other song some time to shine.
You said get rid of Diva?
Oh, hell no. No.
Oh, okay.
Not Diva, just other songs that didn't make the cut.
I'm about to say, Amorphous.
No. I was on Diva's side. I was sitting there like, good. "No, please, no, don't shorten anything. Don't shorten it, please." Nah, it was just like, not only, when people would ask or they would look at me and be like, "Amorphous, what do you think?" Oh God, I just recreated her voice. This is my moment. I can't be afraid to say how I feel because that's not why she hired me. I have to tell her, like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Or, it was weird to kind of be in that position, but she trusted that. And so it's given me definitely a newfound confidence. Again, when you have the greatest artist, of all time.
Trusting your taste.
Right. So now I'm like, and like I said, no notes. So why should I ever doubt myself again? Really? To be quite honest. So, and also just to soak in and learn as much as I possibly could about how things like this work. You're learning from the best. You're learning from the best, from her to the gaffers to the runners, the people that are getting the car. Like, everyone is operating on full force. Shout out to Kyrie and Damo and Rance. Those are the musical directors. Learned so much from them, have great relations with them. It was the most beautiful experience. I could never, ever, ever, take that for granted. Like,
and again, I as a black queer man, like, that's the cool thing. Like, just the weaving of all that throughout, like, the tour, her album,
had I not lived myself and been that as a child and dancing around, who knows if that opportunity would have presented itself at his door. But yeah, it was.
What song didn't make it that you wanted to make? I'm sorry.
God, Yvette ain't gonna let me say that.
Okay.
Did it? Was it? Oh wait, they might have been. I think they did show it in the documentary, the original. One of the original segments. Yeah, I know. I might just send a DM and be like, "Hey, Yvette, I said something." She might be like, "What?" I'm just kidding. Yvette,
don't even say no. We ain't fucking up that relationship.
No,
next question, Jarrell. What were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I saw it in Paris, and
we saw it in Paris.
Right. Well, Summer was late, so let me tell you, that's why I said because you was late. I was there in the club 2 hours beforehand, and Stiletto.
I missed part of the
my
Tina
feet.
tribute, but I was late. Okay,
but you were late. Late is late when it comes to Renaissance. But I digress. I want to say that, like, I outside of seeing Beyonce and being that close, the transition, the music was just so magical, though. Like, and that was one of the reasons why I had to see it a second time, because the first time I was just so gooped and just gagged that I was like, I couldn't. It was like, damn, get off my neck, like get off. There was just so much happening.
And honestly, then, like, the video, like the album, the transitions on the albums were like dope to begin with. Like, we've been talking about that for like decades,
2 years
before the concert experience. So, like, to go from an album that literally you can just put on shuffle and it all works.
No, we don't. We don't put Renaissance on shuffle.
No. Yeah, we don't.
We don't do that.
Yeah, we
don't do that.
Theo,
I know you do.
Wait,
I know you do.
You put Renaissance on shuffle?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did.
So does. I've been to his house. So I'm like,
same. I was like, Actually, I think what it was. Well, I almost spoiled it. We were together in December, and I literally was like, "No, we don't shuffle this.
We don't do that.
We don't shuffle this."
I got some man last summer at Pride, and he had that shit on shuffle. I was like, "What is this?
What is
We don't do that.
Mm-mm.
We don't."
You play Renaissance from top to bottom and press repeat. That's all.
He's talking
Shuffle?
to y'all.
Who I said,
I'm a grown ass man. You see these right here? They older than you, boo.
Let me go call Tim Cook and tell her to to mess with that little iPhone of yours. Make sure she can save on the shuffle button. Let me go call Oprah. I know she got to connect.
I know that's right.
We don't do that.
Those goons you was talking about for the nephew, we need to find them goons.
Well, he has the right, because the bees, they buzzing in my head. Honey. Anyway, child. But that does bring to a good point about the transition of the album. I think that was the hardest. That was the question. It was like, the album is already great. The transition is already great. She could have just did the album straight through and it would have been fine. People would have been okay with it. So it's like, it's her first time performing all these songs for the public. When do you do a mix? When do you interpolate something? When do you switch it up? Do you just do live arrangements of all the songs and don't do any mixes? Like, there was so many different conversations that went into that. Like, there's a version of it.
The beginning of Puffin. That's the other one. Because, like, Jarrell and Dewan came back from Paris and were like, Pharrell, we know how much you love fucking transitions. And you about to die, bitch. And that's all they told me.
Are you talking about
don't tell me
the intro else. When she's singing?
Yeah. And with the whole... Oh, wait, I guess she said that in the video, though, too. The documentary, now I think about it. She kind of had maybe the birth of that idea.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, I think a lot of, like I said, it was a collaborative process. You know, we saw the documentary, so you can see it. Beyonce involved. Okay, she does. We are the support. Okay, and she trusts us with that support. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of that stuff was her and Kyrie just added, and then Damo would help with, like, you know, if something didn't make sense or we needed to cut down timing length stuff, and then I was kind of like. You know, I mean, like I said, I had done most of my work, so she already had like a pot to choose from. She could just take, you know, I like that transition mix you did, blah, just pop it right in the show. So it's not like there was anything else I needed to do. So I think my favorite part, I actually did a whole like arrangement of Alien Superstar, like a live arrangement of Alien Superstar that didn't have the Sweet Dreams mix. That wasn't me, by the way. Everybody keeps thinking that was me. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I mean, I knew it was going to happen because I was in rehearsal, but I was a little shocked when I saw that in Stockholm. But I did do the UNIQ.
Yeah.
U-E-U-U. That was me. That was me. I mean, there's so many little moments that I was kind of like interjected throughout the show. The countdown, the horns under Diva. There's a certain point of that.
I want to throw a
Follow Me and Break My Soul. That was me. That was a little mix.
That's one of my favorites.
Okay. Was cool. The Move one. That's me with Move Your Body by Nita Sky, the little, you know, that moment. I interpolated I'm So Into You by Tamia and Heated during the second verse. That's in there.
Why don't I remember that? Hold on, let me think now.
It's like if you have the ear for it, you clock it. Like, I didn't want to make it too obvious. I was like, we're gonna have to work guitar sample.
I caught the shade, but damn, I might have been screaming too loud. Damn it, Amorphous, I might have been screaming too loud at the moment.
If you go back and listen to it, it's the guitar riff. It's the doom doom doom.
I gotta remember now.
It's when she goes.
And I just listened to Tamia today.
Like this. Oh no, that part. So that was there. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, the set list has changed so much from when I first was there. Like, there was a lot of my stuff that was in the show, and then we kind of had to be like, okay, we love them, they're great, but this is the first time that they're hearing these songs. We want to make sure that the originals get their time. And I'm just like, please don't have the Beehive drag me like, oh my god, we do not want to hear a remix album right now live. Like, no, we want to hear Renaissance live with a few moments. So it came out live. Perfect.
I need Renaissance live. I need all of that.
Don't be all like, because why am I listening to SoundCloud links? Why am I listening to fan made stuff? I'm sitting here like, girlfriend, what's up? How you doing? Yes.
Honey.
Hold on. We love Act 2, but hold up. We need a live album.
We need a live.
So I can get nominated for a Grammy, please. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh,
and deserved.
I know that.
And deserved.
Well, what else we want to ask about Renaissance before we ask him about his own solo project that might be coming out later in the year?
I feel like we should go to. I feel like we need to give the platform to.
There we go.
What's coming up next?
Yeah. So
let's
transition. You kind of hinted that you working on a little debut album here, honey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What can we expect out of this debut? What can we expect out of this debut?
Well,
that you just teased right now, at least.
You can expect excellence. I'm just kidding.
No. Right.
Well, we know that already.
Good answer. Good answer.
That was a good answer.
It's been a really interesting moment since 2021. 2021 was a really massive year for me. It was right off the back of the Rihanna Luther moment. I had the track with Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, my first EP that came out. I had to do that EP in 3 weeks. So
really?
I was under a lot of pressure with that one.
Why 3 weeks? Was that a self-imposed, or that was like wherever you released it through imposed?
Yeah, so I ended up getting a Apple campaign. I was part of their Up Next class, and part of that was that I had to have like a catalog to be put out with, the campaign. And they were like, "Yeah, we want you to be that for July," and it's like May, and I'm looking like, "Well, I have the song with Kehlani out, and it's doing good." Like, "Well, you need 5 other songs." I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm doing an EP." Okay, and that was a beautiful experience too, because it showed me like I was able to call up so many of my favorite artists, and they just did it.
Yes,
that was
even finally with Kelly too was. I love that song too. Even
with CC Peniston too.
Yes,
and I was so adamant about that because I grew up on CC as well. Keep on Walking. Oh my God, Lifetime to Love. All them songs. Look, CC down. And when I came up with the idea, I actually did a remix of Finally. In like 2016, I was on my SoundCloud and my management had heard it. And they were like, you need to like redo this and make it like a remake and put it out. And at first I was like, girl, you don't want to touch that classic? And I thought about it. I said, well, if there's anyone that could probably do it, it's probably me. And the only reason I'm saying that is because people have come to expect me to be like this person that can bring generations together. So it's not going to come off as like corny. It's like, oh, here's this, I'm a Black queer man who stand CC Peniston, so I get to tell her like, yo, I'm not just one of these fake fans that just heard Finally and just want to remake it. Girl, we could make any one of your songs, or we could just do a new song. I don't really care. I just want to work with you. But I had a thought in my head. I'm like, yo, it would be so amazing if Kelly Rowland sung it. Because I loved Commander. I love When Love Takes Over. I love Kelly and her EDM bag. I love Red Wine. We got the R&B classics too.
Here's the thing: relay this message to Kelly V. Rowland. If you still talk to her,
no, I do.
She can be the Black Kylie Minogue.
She really could,
literally.
But you know what? The thing about Kelly, and I don't want to speak for her, she doesn't want to.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She wants to be Kelly Rowland, and at the end of the day, I had to learn to accept that she clocked me so bad when I sent her that.
Together.
She caught me so bad when in like the most Kelly nicest way ever. I caught the shade when I was like, when I sent her the voice note telling her about the record, and I was just like, I just feel like you deserve so much more. She was like, no, I'm good. I was like, my bad, girl. I just was like, damn, I just wanted to make sure you get your EDM thing. So
right.
But she was like, no, I know, but I just want you to know that I'm very secure. I was part of the biggest girl group. Look, I have my hits. I have my man. I have my children. If people want to give me more praise, more flowers, great. If not, girl, I'm sleeping sound at night. And I said, you know what? That is right. Let me just shut my mouth. Can you get on my record, please?
Never mind. Don't tell Kelly nothing.
Right. Right. Don't tell Kelly nothing.
Don't tell her nothing.
I think I still have the voice message. Sometimes I go back and listen to it. It was just so funny because she said it in such like the sweetest way possible. She's hilarious. But had that idea, and I was like, well, it would be really great if MNEK wrote like some new verses for it because I'm an MNEK stan as well.
Oh, I love it.
So message MNEK, and they were like, I'm down. We hopped on a call. And that was like a beautiful moment. I wish I had it on camera. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this without Cece. Like, I want her to be a part of this. I need her blessing. So reached out to Cece on Instagram and told her all about it. And at first she was a little hesitant, rightfully so. And once I explained to her, like, I grew up listening. I know that it doesn't seem like it. I know that I was probably not born in your mind when all this stuff came up. But in my mind, I was already here on Earth dancing when finally first came out.
He was like, I was a twinkle in my dad's eye dancing.
Right. A twinkle somewhere else. But yeah,
I was giving you the PG version.
I think she really understood where I was coming from, my heart, and I wanted it to be a song that just felt like we were reclaiming a couple of different things. You know, Kelly, she's coming back to that house side. Cece, she's reclaiming this hit that so many people have kind of gentrified in the past before. And yeah, I learned so much with Finally. I did the Jimmy Kimmel Live performance with Kelly, and that was a learning experience because, like I said, Kelly don't play, and Kelly got me together in the best way for my own sake. She was like, "You have a vision, right?" "Yes, Kelly." So why is it not executed?" "I don't know, Kelly." "Well, you need to figure it out because you have a team. But if your team isn't executing it, they don't need to be your team. She let me know, like, don't sacrifice your vision because people say it can't happen. You might need to change the vision, but it can happen. Don't feel like just because you stand up for yourself or your vision that makes you a bitch or an asshole. You are one of the sweetest people to ever exist. So if you're asking for something, if you're being adamant about something, it's because you have a vision for it, not because you want to make people's lives hard. Like, originally, they were talking about, we couldn't get dancers or whatever for the performance. I was like, it's a dance record. It's just going to be me and Kelly singing. Look, I know we're in the middle of COVID, but we can make something shake. We're going to have to get some tests or something. Like, we don't have the budget. Well, girl, if you would have told me that, like, we could make it a contest. We could have fans come up and do something and pay them something. Like, if you are on a televised performance, you automatically have to get a check from SAG-AFTRA or whatever fucking thing it is. So, it was just a lot of excuses. And Kelly was just like, I know you're going to be in this industry for a long time, so I'm here to tell you that you should not be putting up with this. And I was like, okay. So since then, like, I've kind of just been more steady in my vision. But that first EP did what it needed to do. The opening track featured Brandy. It was a ode to my beatboxing days. That's how I grew up doing music. Work with James Fauntleroy. Was able to just, that was, I really put myself back to like 2005, and I was like, if I was that 6-year-old kid and wanted to do a song with Brandy, or I had the audacity to do a song with Brandy at that age, what would I want to sound like? I want to sound like Full Moon Aphrodisiac with my twist. Like, it definitely pays homage to that, but I think there's some things that are kind of like the Amorphous sound or whatever.
Absolutely.
Bree, she was great. Ray, I got to work with Ray. Ray, oh man,
love
Ray
Ray's voice too. I thought that was someone
Ray,
else singing that song. I forget who, and I was like, wait, this is someone else.
She's a sweetheart. We were gonna, man. My only regret with that project is it didn't really get that much post-release support, which I really wanted to. I feel like when you had names like that, like we should have been able to do a visual. I really wanted to do. We were supposed to do a visual for Back Together. That song was like the one we were really pushing. That was the first studio session I ever been in. Was with Kehlani at the time. Wow. And when I showed up, I thought I was working with Kehlani's project, and Kehlani looked at me and was like, "No, your management told me that you're doing a project, and I want to be the first person on it." I was like, "Okay," you know what I mean? So now I'm like, I got to produce in front of them, but that song is very special to me because it was my first like time ever producing in like a full out studio in 2 days with Kehlani. I'm feeling all the pressure and everything. And it did well. Like, it did what it needed to do, but I really wanted to do, we had a really great achievement for that. We were going to do a video for The Wave that was like Afro-futuristic. Oh my God, it was eating. And I'm a film person, so you know what I mean? It irritates me. I depending on what happens with this album or wherever my legacy continues to go. I'm sorry, Brandy, but you might just have to come back. We might just have to shoot something because that deserves a Y2K video. It just does.
There we go.
Yeah.
There
It
we
just
go.
does.
1,000%.
Do you have a wish list for this debut? And before I get you into trouble, this don't mean he don't love nobody else. This don't mean nothing of that sort.
Nah, I think everybody gets it. Like I think something in our community, a lot of people, like I said, with how they feel about the, a token Black queer. A lot of people want their token Black woman. You know what I mean? A lot of people are comparing like the new girls to Beyonce. No, but they can't be Beyonce. And that's okay. And that's okay. And there's no shade in saying that. But I think a lot of people won't allow these new girls to have their, like, times have changed. We're not going to get the artist development that we got in the 70s and the 80s and 90s. We're not going to get the Dream Girls.
I would love
scenario.
a you and Victoria Monet or a you and a Coco Jones.
Oh, that's my
moment.
sister.
Okay,
he did the birthday. He did that birthday thing for Victoria.
Yes, I know, but I want like.
Well, we
like a new Jane.
Victoria is so funny. I had sent Victoria a record for the album the other day, and Victoria is so. She's so, because she's sweet. She speaks so softly. Mm-hmm. Now that she understands that I've been a stan for the longest time. When she was first coming onto the scene as a songwriter, and so we've been trying to make a collab happen for a minute. And she has some cool stuff up her sleeve coming up. So I'm not sure if it'll be able to happen with this record, but we both know that in time, we get in the studio, we lock it in. We've done some studio sessions. It's been fun. Yeah. And like the first time I did a studio session with her, it was like maybe Hazel was like maybe a year old. She brought us to the studio session. Her mom was there. We couldn't even work on music because it was just too much good vibe. We were all cackling. Yeah. So that's great. Coco. Yeah, Coco, there's a record that I'm pitching to Coco. I think she's going to do it. I mean, it's good. I think she's going to do it. I wanted to make sure that, between the last project and this project, I wanted to make sure that my production identity didn't get lost in the mix of like, Amorphous is this like mashup person, because that's what a lot of people have seen me as. And I embrace that side of me, but to me, it's such light work, it doesn't feel like work, that it's not nearly as fulfilling. Like, even when I think of like, oh yeah, me DJing and mixing got me to work with Beyonce, I'm like, that's not how I would have ever thought it was going to go. I would have thought she would have heard like my productions or saw like my film work and be like, oh, let me do that. That was just me mixing a few songs because I thought they were cute, but I mean, I guess I have an ear or whatever. So for this project, I've wanted to make sure that I really, really make my statement as a producer. I think sonically, it's a lot darker, which I really love. I grew up on, in terms of like my production influences, obviously Timbaland and Pharrell, but also Danger. Actually, sometimes I don't think people understand, I kind of prefer Danger's stuff over Timbaland's sometimes.
Especially a certain time period.
Well, yeah, and that's only because, like, I mean, Timbaland just... I love the fact that, like I said, my favorite Aaliyah song when I was little was Loose Rap, because it sounded like a video game. So a lot of Danger stuff kind of had like that, like 80s bit sound kind of thing. And so I just want to make sure, like, with this project, like, there's some light moments. There's like a little like cookout record that I think the girls are going to go up for. That's the one that I sent to Victoria. She was like, I'm busy and I'm going, I was like, okay, girl, maybe another time. I was like, maybe another time. But,
what are you aiming to get this out by?
Yeah. So by me saying this year, that's me saying I need to get done. Okay, the production of the project is done. So it's just about getting the artists like in getting in studio sessions and stuff like that. But we had a soft date to get like a single out next month. That ain't happening. Y'all gonna have to wait. I just told you when I came on here, Carell, that I was taking a break this week. I've been really busy. There's been a lot of stuff happening, but I got to get back to work. I got to call these girls up and have them in this project, because it's. I really think it's like, this is what I wanted my introduction in terms of like what the EP sounded like. This is what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be like a no holds barred, yo, this dude can produce like type of record, and that's what they mean.
Okay, now.
Wish list. There's a lot of. I mean, there's people that are confirmed for the project already. I will say I wanted to make sure that I had more male artists featured on this because I love my men's. You know, I just do.
Is
And,
Avery Wilson
so
one of those
there's a lot to
people? Because let
love.
me tell you,
I love Avery. Avery's
Yes.
amazing. I love Avery. I think, you know, me and Maxwell have spoken. There's a record that I really want Maxwell on.
Lord
And
Jesus.
I really, that's like a, it's like an updated, if you were to take like one of those 90s R&B records, but give like really dark 2000s production and make it sound really cinematic. Like it's vocally, the top line stuff that we have is beautiful. It was supposed to be, well, maybe I can still hear it up. I really wanted Amber Riley on it as well.
So you
You
just,
know what?
I'm about to throw a shoe at your face.
Yeah,
because
look,
you-
it's minority. You know, I'm giving y'all all the tea. You know what I mean?
You
I
are.
wanna
Yeah.
give y'all
you
the
are
stuff.
making us like I'm sweating now.
Like
I
the
have
way
been trying to get
the way
Amber on
my
the record for a long
spirit is
time.
just like lighting up thinking because again, like I said, I love your EP. And so like
Mhm.
hearing how you want to use some of these voices that I
Yes.
love separately too, and I'm thinking
Mhm.
about you as a producer, I'm just like in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna say this right now. From what you're telling me and what I'm seeing based off what you're saying, baby, you can get your flowers. You're gonna have your Grammys,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? Because
Aw, thank
again,
you.
I am a fan, and it's well deserved.
Thank you so
1,000%.
much,
Period.
Jerome.
1,000%.
That means a lot. I'm
Period.
really, like I said, when you said in the beginning of the show, like a lot of people ask about the Renaissance tour and all this stuff, but it has been a few years since the EP, and that was my biggest concern. Was like because this project has taken a minute to kind of come together and come out, just because of politics and stuff. I was like, I hope I'm not losing momentum. But then Mariah Carey calls me up to do a remix, and then Beyonce calls me up to do
That
the
remix
Renaissance
by
tour, and I'm like, yeah, I have to drop that
Mariah's
in there. Again.
Dewan's girl too. So for you to be on that Butterfly
We love
25th
Mariah.
edition or whatever year it was, I think it was 25 years.
Yeah,
that was
25.
fire. That was fire.
Yeah, so just like, and that wasn't by. It's like I reached out to any of those people. They just reached out to me to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I have doubled my social following. I'm still out here. I'm still doing cool stuff. I feel like it's time for me to pour back into myself and really continue on with my legacy. It's like a. I'll say this about the record. Like the last thing I'll say about the record is, I think what I need to like be more proactive about is putting stuff out before other people start getting on those trends, because I was already on those 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that goes to, like the girls, right? Like for example, Tyler Stan. I remember when Tyler was doing Rihanna covers on Instagram before anybody had even heard
Yeah.
a song from her. Okay, before Getting Late popped out, she was on Instagram.
Yes.
She was making stuff shake. Okay,
Yeah.
and had my little behind that was the singer quietly standing had reached out even a year ago, it would be a lot easier to get some things together.
Yeah.
I got to see her at her birthday party. She's super, super sweet. But with the sound of the record, I think it encapsulates all of what I've listened to in life. Like, I'm a big soundtrack guy, so it's a very cinematic record. Like, it just feels very expansive and just open. The engineering of the production, you know, just like where certain things come from. Sounds like almost like a 3D album, which is beautiful.
Okay.
It's a
And I mean, like, if you need three
mid-tempo
aunties
R&B.
to you know, host your little release party or something like that, just let us
Look,
know.
come
We'll roll
on,
through.
come
We'll roll
on.
through.
Y'all know y'all gonna get the invite.
Hey.
I think it's
No,
gonna
I'm
be the
I'm
best
excited about this.
work that I've done to date, obviously. But just there's just something about this. Every time I listen to it, I'm the type of person. Sometimes I have to take a break from listening to my stuff. I just leave me alone. I haven't listened to that EP probably in a year, to be quite honest, because I just listen to it so much. But this, I'm like, oh, let Chloe answer this call.
I listen to that
Chloe, hey,
EP. I
girl.
kid you not, at
Hey,
least 4
boo.
times a week. At least 4 times, because I'm telling you, like the whole thing is in my gym workout playlist, and I have that Renaissance and like 3 other albums. That's just 4 times a
love
week.
that.
That is why I hear. So
Yeah,
it's
this
just-
album, it'll be for like it's giving Girls Dumb Sugar music video at the club. It's giving at the beach. It's giving like it's giving. Oh y'all, it's giving. I might have to give y'all like
we
a
need a
couple
taste.
little links and get some opinions.
Yeah,
and you're gonna have to come
just
back
so y'all know.
as well when you release it. Don't
Absolutely,
be seriously.
Absolutely.
Before
That's
we
the
get
one
you
thing
out
I
of
would
here,
tell
though.
everybody. I'm not the type of person. I'm not stingy like that. I'm not stingy like that. When y'all want me, I don't care. I done work with the girl now. I done work with everybody's like, ooh,
whole ass
what else is we gonna do?
Right.
I'm still, what else is there to do? I'm here. Whenever
like
y'all
Kelly
want.
said, she said,
I'm good. I done yodeled from the mountaintop, baby.
Honey.
I am here, truly.
Not the rough side of the mountain, the beautiful side of the mountain.
Oh, okay. The peaks and the valleys. Okay.
The peaks and the valleys. So we play this little game that we call Curiosity, and it's kind of like just quick little either ors, give us your top this, whatever it may be, and it's the first things that come to your mind. So, first one we're actually going to do is try again, or are you that somebody?
Damn. Okay. Like, what's a better record? Okay.
You tell me. I don't know.
Oh no! I didn't think it. Like for a split second, I had like the answer, and then I had to. All right. Okay. I'm gonna say,
you knew that choreography, didn't you? You knew that.
Yeah.
Wait, which one? Both of them got iconic choreography.
I know the choreography to both.
But that Romeo Must Die choreography, though, like everybody was sitting there, like we playing a damn cello, bitches.
Mine was the try again, which is like.
I'm gonna say, I'm saying try again for me because I know all the live ad-libs. I know the live ad-libs for Are You That Somebody. She only performed it like twice, but try again. I will put that on. I will do the whole choreography right then and there. Are You That Somebody? It's a little bit too much of a workout sometimes. I'm like,
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm gonna ask DeWanda and Jarrell that one too. Try again, or Are You That Somebody?
I think it has to be try again just for the choreography, because again, bitch, literally with my siblings doing the Romeo Must Die, run against the wall.
Right.
People like, when I tell you, we were over there doing the most.
I wanted those pants, those low-rise pants with the little silver little belt thing. She looked so fucking good in that damn video.
No, she did. She did.
Which one is yours, DeJuan?
I'm gonna just have to say try again, because like that's the song that just like I'm not a choreo girl at all. I can appreciate it from afar, but ain't happening.
That's not your ministry.
Not my ministry. But
it might be yours, but not mine.
But the song just does something. Like it makes you want to have it on repeat like 1,000 times.
It's them opening horns.
Oh my!
It's a very cinematic record.
Yeah.
That's what I would get. It's a cinematic record.
Absolutely.
And I love that. Like, I love all the different sounds. I love the baby cooing, but girl, I mean, sometimes I'm like, I don't want no kids right now. I don't want to babysit nobody.
Keep them babies over there.
I don't want to know who that somebody is, but I know I need to try again, and you need to try again too. So yeah, that's the one.
Okay, who had better backgrounds, Janet or Brandy?
Backgrounds?
Yeah.
So I think Janet is very underrated in her backgrounds. In my
1,000.
opinion, I think Janet's very underrated. Period. I think everybody thinks you have to scream and do a lot of stuff on a song, and there's a place for that. There's a place for that, but that doesn't. There are vocalists that have soft voices that can hit every run and every note. Well, I listen to Brandy more than I listen to Janet.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just go with Brandy.
There we go. What is your
Shout out to
DAW
Janet.
of choice? What's your DAW of choice?
Ableton. I'm an Ableton girl. I don't use nothing else. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
They're like, do you use FL Stick? No. If you don't have
No, so
Ableton,
don't.
you're gonna have to send me them stems, honey. You have to send me them stems. Press export.
No, that's what I used to now, Ableton. Your top 3 plugins.
Oh, plugins.
Sorry, this is the music nerd in Corel. So for those that don't know what plugins are, sorry.
Plugins.
You're not talking about the Glade plugins?
Linen
Because
Breeze,
I got lavender,
Y'all are funny. Not the plug into the outlet. Y'all funny.
That's what my mind went.
It's like I got a vacuum cleaner plug in. I got a
right. I love RC20. Okay. RC20 is a good one. It just gives like a lot of great texture. For sounds, I mean, Serum is always great for making your own synths and all that type of stuff. I'm getting really big into sound design recently and making my own synths. And then Triton has never let me down for like the old school kind of sounds.
Yeah. You can never go wrong with the Triton. Coming to the stage is Amorphous. What is playing when you come to the stage?
God. When I come to the stage, what is playing? Okay, there's like the nerdy part or like the film part that would be playing like a soundtrack song and making it really dramatic. And then there's like the cunty part of me that would be like,
mix it together, mash it up.
Right?
Oh, girl, they'd be like, boo. Like, no, we don't want that. Okay, what's playing for me? I would say probably. Ooh, I think this song kind of encapsulates my sound sometimes. I Can Be by Leah, just those opening piano notes while I come to the stage, but just make it like really dramatic. Just make it really dramatic. I have like a really nice outfit. It's giving smoke, coming out the smoke. Maybe got the rain. It's giving I Refuse just a little bit, and then them hard drums come on the guitar, and it's like I'm here. I've arrived. That's my love. I
mean, you gotta come with the Aaliyah swoop if you're gonna do all that.
Hold on. Let me see.
Right, press. Get you a silk press right quick.
No, seriously. Yeah, I Can Be is the one for a stage for me.
Top Beyonce album.
Renaissance.
There we go. All right, we're gonna build your producer Voltron, and it's gonna be, and the different parts that are making up this Voltron is just the beat, the actual like the stems of the song. So who do you want to produce that beat? And we'll say outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Songwriter, the best tag, and the career longevity, the kind of like the logistics of just being a career. Who do you just admire who has just handled their career the best? So we'll start first with just the actual beat and sonics of the song. Who would you want that to be? Who would you want that to be the one that creates that?
Okay, so I'll just make sure I process the Voltron.
Yeah.
So let's get
So, because Voltron is like the different pieces that make up like a super.
Yeah. Well, okay. I would say Keisha. Okay. I'm gonna go for Keisha.
So, who's writing the song? What songwriter's writing the song?
Mariah Carey.
Ooh, I'm not mad.
Okay,
who's got the best tag?
They're gonna have a lot of syllables in those words.
It's gonna be a whole lot of syllables.
Oh, the syllables.
Get that thesaurus out.
Wait.
Inconsequentialness.
Oh my god, it's giving. Oh, my love is so interstellar. Like, man. Like, wait a minute. What do you mean by tags for clarification?
So, well, there's some people that have like Dark Child 99 was iconic. Pharrell's is the 4 beat. You got Metro. Whose tag is just like, every time you hear it, you're like,
damn. Who's tag? Damn, now I gotta remember everybody motherfucking tag. Who comes to mind? Well, I like Danger stuff. When he's like, danger. I love that. That's why I'm like, ooh, I feel like you can feel the danger coming up your spine. I'm like, yeah.
And then whose career do you want it to be modeled after? Who's just like had the career that they've just handled it well? They've had the longevity, all that good stuff.
I would say, I think career-wise, someone that I really, really admire, again, is Rihanna. I think Rihanna's career model is honestly perfect. I mean, look, she popped out them albums. She became an icon very quickly because ain't nobody was selling like how she was selling. Ain't nobody was giving us errors back to back, every 7 albums back to back. I was like, girl.
Oh, honey, she was
Now that
out
I'm
here.
older and I can understand that she was literally dropping consecutively like that, and now she, you know, she has all the wonderful things that she's doing as an industry mogul. Girl, you ever gonna drop R9? I don't know, but does she need to? Not necessarily. She has made her legacy. She is Rihanna. That is it. She has given us a lifetime of bops. But I just think like that level of influence that she has in the industry is like a great model. Like I think Tyler is a great person that like is probably going to be going after like the Rihanna model based on what they're doing with her.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, and we'll end with this one.
Damn, that's a dope ass Voltron, by the way.
That is a dope ass Voltron.
I'm saying, listen, if you think, I was thinking in my mind, if I was like executive producing Tyler's next album, I would have Kate Trinata somewhere in there.
Yes.
I think that her soft vocal could really lend to like Mariah's like breathy, airy writing style that she does on some songs, like Breakdown or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you model after Rihanna, you get like a nice little dark, edgy, anti look. Oh, girl, she would. She'd be right up there.
I hear it. I hear it. Okay, now.
I like it. I like it. And so we'll end with this question for you. What do you want at the end of your career? You're just sitting there with a glass of lemonade.
A cranberry tequila. A cranberry tequila.
Right. Cranberry tequila. Right. You're right. What do you want them to say about your career?
Oh my gosh. You know, it's so funny. Whenever like people ask me this question, I always think of like, Ollie, you're right. Because people have been like, why do you answer it so like how she would? I'm like, girl, because that was my favorite. I saw that interview so many times. But honestly, she put it down right. Like I've been in such a interesting space of like, I thought that it was going to take me a good 30 years to work with Beyonce. That was like my biggest goal in the industry. Like once I work with Beyonce, I've achieved it. I'm done. I can cash out. Now I'm like, well, wait, I don't want to cash out yet. There's still more to do. And you know what? Honestly, I'm already very fulfilled. I really am. Like at the end of the day, like, you know, life is short. You never know what could happen. I've already made a tremendous impact. To have had that kind of just again impact on people, especially during the pandemic, that really meant the world to me because I was just being myself and nothing more. I had someone that told me a really, really beautiful story about how she had just undergone a surgery and she wasn't able to walk without feeling pain. And so she was laying in her bed recovering. And she saw that mix of Rihanna and Luther. It made her like literally fight to get up and do a little jig. And to me, I was like, you know, that's the power of Luther, that's the power of Rihanna. But like she said, like it was because she saw the joy in my eyes of me just having a good time. And even just talking to you all, you know, just seeing how, you know, Jarrell's still listening to my project. Like that was the impact. I just wanted people to listen. It wasn't for validation. I just wanted to know that my creativity was inspiring somebody and to know that it's done that tenfold. Whether I win Grammys and I'm, you know, the top of the Hot 100, I don't care about that. I've made my mark. I work with Beyonce. She knows who I am. She stands me. I'm okay.
Like, I know that's right.
That's right.
I'm good.
I'm taking a note from Kelly.
What?
I'm good.
At the very end of it all.
Right. Take a note from Kelly. I'm good.
Right. I'm good. But to be completely honest, though, like I can say I'm already at that place now where I can already look back and say, wow, like I've achieved a lot at just 26. And even though there's still more things that I would love to do, and I definitely want to become, I guess, more, I think that I've kind of rejected the industry a little bit. Like I'm kind of like there's one foot in it and one foot out of it. And I think I'm finally ready to kind of fully step in it and do good within the industry. There's a lot of craziness, as y'all know, and bad apples and all types of stuff. But it's up to us and it's up to, you know, the next generation and the people after that to do good business practice and to take care of their, you know, the people they need to take care of. So I'm trying to bring financial stability for myself so I can take care of my friends, put on new artists, other Black queer creatives that are, you know, not getting their just due. So that means I need to keep working. I can't just sit back and be like, I work with Beyonce. No, there's more stuff I got to do.
That's so true.
I think put some respect on this guy's name. That's put, you know, period. Like at the end of the day, regardless of one's age, it's the creativity, it's the passion, it's all the skills that you uniquely bring to this genre. And it's wonderful that it's opened up so many doors for you. And I think as people look back on the career, you know, that you've not only built currently, but that you will continue to build over the course of how many ever decades that you're doing this body of work, the respect has to be given. It's a craft.
Flank and a period.
There is a craft, and there is talent, and there's a voice that only you bring to this space. And I think that is undeniable. I mean, obviously, you know, you got stands right here, but I think it's more about what you bring, the uniqueness of what only you can bring to this genre that really makes you great. And I think that's wonderful.
Thank you, Dora. And I extend that to all of you. We all have our unique crafts that we bring. And it's important to step into your purpose in this life. Like I said, life is too short, so why not? And that's where I'm at. I'm like, there's no reason for me to not embrace. How many times has God knocked at this door and said, you are great, you are amazing. You know, imposter syndrome is real. So you just, you know, I just try to recenter myself in my faith and my understanding. And it's always beautiful to hear words like that because that's all I ever wanted. So thank y'all so much.
Yeah, and just know you always have a spot to stop by here any and every time.
Listen, y'all better text me your numbers. Y'all better put me in a group chat or something. There's a lot to talk about.
Hey, let me tell you, because the group chat is, there's even more that don't even go in here.
Listen.
She ain't PG-13.
And listen, this face might be giving youthful, but like I said, I ain't PG-13 either. I need to get in that very clear. 26. I am grown.
Okay,
I'm a grown woman. I know that's right.
I do grown things. I have a man.
Okay.
Mama don't listen to this part of the conversation.
I mean, if she wanted to, then she just gonna have to know that I'm grown too.
Hey, my mom always say, "You got here, didn't you?" That's what my mom always say. I'm like, I'm not about to talk that. You got here, didn't you?
Got here, didn't you? Right? Somehow.
You did some grown stuff too, there, Mama. Go ahead.
I'm my mama. Look, I'm my mama tech support, so I make sure she can't listen to this. Oh, your phone don't do that. It don't do that.
Oh, your phone don't get that. Yeah. It don't got podcasts. No, I don't know what that is.
But what's that purple icon? Let's delete that.
Yeah,
right. Tell them where they can find you. Obviously, I mean, I would like to think they all know where you're at, but just in case they don't, tell them where they can find you.
Okay, so my social media is a little all over the place. My apologies, but my Twitter is Lone Amorphous. That's LONEAMORPHOUS. My Instagram is The Official Amorphous. If you just type in Amorphous, you should find me. Should be close to the top. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Just Amorphous. Just type me in. You know, my songs is out and about. And if you look me up on Google, I got a Wikipedia page now randomly. I was like, okay. So
he said, Google me.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Google me. Shout out to Phaedra. Google me.
Google me, baby. I remember that song.
Oh, see, I was talking about Tiana Taylor. Damn, I forgot Phaedra said it too.
I'm sitting there talking about some Google me, baby. The Nene. Oh, Lord, girl. Oh, Lord. Yes.
Well, Dewan, Jarrell, anything else in your hearts and minds?
Nah, I just want to say thank you again. And honestly, it's just like, I've already adored you from afar, but I adore you even more. And just seeing you here, I'm rooting for you so damn hard. Yeah. Just so damn hard. And it's just so clear that you are heading in a direction that is just bigger than you, and you have accepted that and you're embracing it. And I just cannot wait for the whole damn world to see you how I see you, because it's just bright. It genuinely is.
Yeah. So, y'all no, the Capricorn, I be trying not to be all emotional.
You know we don't do feelings. You know we don't do feelings, but
which is so weird because I actually am a feeling person.
But we don't tell them. We don't tell them.
We don't tell them the actual number of feelings you got, my baby.
We process that internally and then don't say nothing.
You know, we just take a little moment. You know, we let the little circuits kind of like circuit for a second, and it's back to what?
Yeah,
it's giving straight face. It's giving actor. It's giving actor.
It's giving. I don't know.
Yeah.
That part.
Community,
wash your hands, your legs, and your ass, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye,
everybody.